Good afternoon and welcome to my Wednesday ramblings. This will be week 2 of the message series, Catholic Atheist. Last week we looked at the first of an aspect where we fall down in our practical living out of the gospel, where we say we believe one thing but our lives suggest something else. When we looked at the question of God loving us, we saw how Adam and Eve were tempted in the garden that if they ate of the fruit of the tree of life, that they would in fact know everything and they would be like gods. And so because they ate, they doubted God's love for them, because when sin entered into their life, they were afraid. God loves us, and his abiding love is so powerful that it's something we need to be reminded of continually. The second area of our lives that sometimes we struggle with, we doubt, is the question of prayer. Sometimes we can go to prayer and come away at the end thinking, well, that was a waste of time. I've got so many other things to do. Does God need to know me telling him? Because God already knows everything there is. There's a saying, I think it belongs to Francis de Sales, but I won't, please don't quote me on it, that I pray for an hour every day, and when I'm busy, I pray for 2. It's a reminder to us that sometimes our prayer is what we dump first when we think we've got so much to do, whereas in fact, it should be the thing that is the very last thing we stop doing. In our gospel today, we read the story of the Transfiguration. Peter and James and John are taken to the top of the mountain. They're taken apart from the other disciples so that they might have this time of prayer, this time to be alone with God. And in that moment, on top of the mountain, they see Jesus in his divine grandeur. Transfigured before their eyes, they suddenly see him as not just a human being, but truly the Son of God. And then when Moses and Elijah appear with him, they're not there as equals, because from the voice in the cloud comes, this is my Son, the beloved. Not, this is my prophet, this is one of my created beings, but this is my Son, the beloved. And so Jesus is placed in a very different model to Moses and Elijah, both wonderful, powerful, great spirits of the old law, but this is Jesus, the new word. There's another aspect of it in our story, and that's, I suppose, something that we might describe as saying in this experience, we know that Jesus is God and we aren't. So it reminds us that coming to Jesus in prayer, that it's coming to God in prayer is not about what we want. We can't do everything. Everything doesn't depend on us, but rather we need to come to God with a certain trustfulness, a certain confidence, and to know that whatever else happens, God is there for us, God is there with us, and God is deeply wanting us to be in relationship with him, an invitation to life and to love. Have a great week. I look forward to catching you next week on my Wednesday ramblings.